WVDMV Radio. I'm Jennifer Dooley. You're listening to West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles podcast, Licensed to Innovate. West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles strives to be an efficient agency, an innovative agency, and a welcoming agency for the guests we serve, working constantly, like water, to chip away the edges of the old and inefficient processes that bog down the time and energy of our guests. Later in the show, when Harvey brings us the news, we have a bit of exciting new information along those lines. But first, May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. And Mary Jarrell, motorcycle safety instructor with our Governor's Highway Safety Program, joins us to share everything motorcycle. Whether you are getting your F endorsement for the first time, or whether you're just outside mowing your lawn on a sunny afternoon, there's something in the show for you. What does a motorcycle safety training coordinator do?
Do just about all of it. I schedule not only with MSF, who handles our safety training, but I also schedule within the DMV of training the DMV employees on how to give a motorcycle exam.
Motorcycle safety and getting that F endorsement. You may not think about it. If you've been driving a car and you acquire a motorcycle, you become interested in riding a motorcycle for the first time. What would you tell people?
I would say that if you're planning on taking a safety class, which is my recommendation, would be to get your learner's permit and sign up for the class. If you have rode before and you think that you have enough knowledge and you're just going to go into the DMV and take the skills test, practice as much as you can.
All right, and that F endorsement, is it required Is it required to ride a motorcycle? You have to have it.
It is required.
Does everyone do so?
No, absolutely.
Okay.
That is one of my big issues. Is a lot of my motorcycle fatalities are not licensed to ride a motorcycle.
Okay, so it's just a little bit of extra learning. A few other things to consider that are different than your four wheels and your enclosed box being on the road.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think it's like riding a bicycle. If I can ride a bicycle, I can ride a motorcycle.
It's a lot faster than a bicycle.
And there's a whole lot more involved.
I for sure can't pedal 70 miles an hour past the 18-wheeler. So when you're out, say, to your training, and somebody has never been on a motorcycle before, I imagine they're overwhelmed a little, and maybe they don't want to take the class. I mean, you're doing something new and you're doing it in front of people.
Yeah, it is a little bit overwhelming for some people, but when they take the safety class, they start from the get-go of kicking it up off the kickstand and throwing their leg over it. And we'll do that multiple times, and then they'll walk it. And once we figure that they've walked it enough, then we'll let them put it in, turn it on and walk it while it's on. And then we let them lift their feet up and ride it. And then we start working into changing gears. So it all starts from the beginning if you take safety class.
So it really is, you're a beginner, but you're a beginner among beginners.
Right.
So sounds like a really supportive environment. Sounds nice.
Right. And the good thing is when you've got a class, say, of 10 people, they all are rooting each other on because they're all in the same position. So it's good to watch them. And then it's really fun to watch them on the last day of class when, most of them have passed. Hopefully all of them have passed. And they're just so excited about getting their card and being licensed to ride a motorcycle.
It would be one of those life-changing experiences.
It's fun to watch.
It really would be. So May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month, and you're reaching out not only to people who are considering riding motorcycles and want to come take the classes, get their F endorsement, but you're also reaching out with Governor's Highway Safety Program to the general public. What are some of the things that you wish other drivers and people in general understood more about motorcycles.
Well, with the other driver, say of the vehicle, car, truck, whatever it may be, I wish that they wouldn't take the chance on trying to pull out in front of a motorcycle. I think a lot of people see that motorcycle coming and they can't distinguish really how fast it's going, so they pull out. And when they pull out, the motorcycle's right on top of them. That small vehicle is moving faster than what the person in the vehicle can tell. So I wish that they wouldn't pull out in front of motorcycles.
Give them that little bit of extra time.
Give them that extra space because, if there is a vehicle behind a motorcycle and that vehicle has its lights on and so does the motorcycle will blend into the hood of that car. And the other vehicle might not even see the motorcycle until it's right up on top of them. So, a lot of our crashes, a lot of our fatalities are at intersections, people making turns in front of the motorcycle or the motorcycle making turns in front of a car.
What are some of the other turns? Maybe a motorcycle would be less visible or would be harder to see. Some of the other times that you wouldn't think of.
In bad weather, no motorcyclist sets out to ride in bad weather, but it's going to happen.
It starts raining.
It's going to happen.
Summer afternoon.
And so, it's a smaller vehicle. The weather's bad. You've got rain on your windshield. You got rain on your car door windows. They are very hard to see. And so you just have to, this time of year, West Virginia, we got maybe 6 months to ride. But this time of year, they're out there. Yep. And you just have to look for them.
There are not only West Virginians taking to the road, going out and riding their motorcycles, but of course we have the mountain rides, scenic loops we worked on with tourism a few years ago to designate 5 beautiful routes in the state to be able to go out and invite people from other places in and show them where some of our best roads are, where they can get a good bite to eat, meet a nice local community and travel and enjoy that kind of thing too. So they may not be necessarily used to our curbs.
Right. And that's another issue. But believe it or not, when it comes to motorcycle fatalities, most of them are West Virginia residents. And it's sad to say that that's the way that it happens. But I do wish that we had more people come into West Virginia to ride our roads.
So
they're they're beautiful. And I think that if you get a few to come into the state, it spreads.
Yeah.
They'll start saying, oh, well, you really need to go to the gorge, or you need to really go here or go there. And I hope that that's sooner or later brings more people into West Virginia to ride.
Positive word of mouth.
Right.
Travels. There's so much negativity in the world right now.
Correct.
For sure.
Correct.
And, it's nice to have something nice to talk about.
Right.
You mentioned kind of, I call it etiquette as a driver. If there's a motorcycle and the driver pulls out ahead of the motorcycle, maybe trying to get ahead of them, I always prefer to be the driver behind them if it's heavy traffic, so you can kind of be sure they have room behind them.
Right. Watching out for that motorcycle.
What are some other things that you want the public to know or to think about or consider?
One of the big issues is people cutting their grass into the highway. During the fall, of course, we have the leaves that fall into the highway, and you can't do anything about that. But when people purposely cut their grass into the highway, it's like ice to a motorcyclist. And I really wish that they would not do that. I've also noticed people taking their leaf blowers and will blow all the dirt, gravel, grass, whatever, out into the highway.
Wow.
That is really, really dangerous for a motorcyclist.
And maybe it's people just not thinking, but definitely that's something to share the word about. I'm gonna let you go, but before I do, I want to have you ridden a motorcycle?
Oh, yes. Yes, I've been riding I've been licensed since 2009.
Okay.
So,
For people who are not motorcycle drivers and who may never be, describe the experience of being on a bike and how it's different than being in an enclosed vehicle.
well, at first it's very scary because it seems like the first thing that's going through your mind the whole time is, what if? What if I wreck? What if somebody hits me? But the more you ride and the more comfortable you get, you don't worry so much about that part of it. But on a stressful day, if you can just get on your bike and just be out in the outside atmosphere, and the wind is hitting you in the face and the sun is shining on you and you're going around the beautiful curves, it's a wonderful thing. It's like riding in a convertible car, if you've ever done that. But
do you have a favorite road in West Virginia, or a curve in a road that's the best curve you've ever driven?
I actually like to ride Route 60 all the way into Greenbrier. And I really, really, really like that ride because it takes you up through Hawk's Nest and out down Sam Black Church out on 64. So that is one of my favorite rides.
There are some curves in that road where even if it's just a rainy day and you could probably be in a minivan and you'd be maybe gripping the steering wheel a little bit, especially if you weren't used to it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it is a very majestic road. So, well, thank you for taking the time to share a little bit of information with our listeners about motorcycles, motorcycle safety, and just I'd like to take the moment to remind them again, look and listen,
Yeah.
save a life.
Look twice, save a life.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Hey, you, slow down in work zones.
With sunny days in the forecast and smooth roads around the state, motorcyclists will be out in increasing numbers enjoying the country roads, the hills, the curves, and the breathtaking views around West Virginia. All drivers are reminded to listen, look twice, and pay attention to the task at hand at all times when driving through our beautiful state. As West Virginia welcomes motorcyclists, let's keep everyone safe on the country roads that take us home.
If there were only 1 mile of road in the state of West Virginia, everyone would know what's happening with that 1 mile. But with 36,000 miles of road and 7,000 bridges, West Virginia Division of Highways understands that drivers have questions. When you're wondering about a specific road, call 833-WV-ROADS. You'll receive a response in less than 7 days letting you know what's happening with the mile in front of your house, the mile on the way to the grocery store, the mile that matters to you. That number again is 833-WV-ROADS.
I'm Harvey, here to bring you your West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicle news. West Virginia DMV strives to be an innovative, efficient agency. Thus, we've expanded the number of services available online. Many services have been added over the past years to give guests the freedom to complete their DMV business from anywhere. We're always working to offer more services online. The newest additions to our online lineup are: citizens now have the ability to request a new license plate for their vehicle if they did not apply for registration at the time of titling, or if they had a previous registration that has been expired for more than 12 months. Individuals meeting the required criteria can now submit an application for the required documents to apply for a title for an antique abandoned vehicle. Individuals or businesses now have the ability to apply for a duplicate title that does not have an associated lien. Individuals or groups can now apply for and submit the required documents to perform a cancellation of mobile home title request. I'm Harvey, and that concludes our news break. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Harvey. At West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles, we love visiting with our guests when they come in to help complete the paper parts of keeping their vehicles on the road. But sometimes a trip to the office may not be necessary, and we also love to give them the option of doing more and more online. Before we head out, I want to take a moment to send a shout out to my buddies Alan and Randy out riding those West Virginia curvy roads on motorcycles. Any of us can list 10 or 12 people right off the top of our head who are out and about because West Virginia roads, curvy roads, hills, and mountains, it's a part of our identity as a state. So we know that when we say, hey, listen and look twice, we're talking about people we know. So let's work together to keep everybody safe on the roads. You've been listening to West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles podcast, Licensed to Innovate. Until next time, safe travels.